Hi, thanks for joining a new video. I have the Galaxy A56 and I share what I liked and disliked after testing. So don't buy the Galaxy A56. Before watching this video, let's look at its launch price in Mexico, 10,999 pesos. Note that many likely bought it for much less. Samsung often uses this rare strategy, announcing a high launch price, then applying many discounts or lowering the price soon after. So I have now seen it at nearly half of its original price, and when it's in that price range, we can certainly overlook many of the aspects that I didn't particularly like. However, it's important to make this clarification. All the devices we evaluated based on their launch price. Let's start with what I like the most. The distribution of this product is excellent, which means you can find it in various stores. Each store may offer different promotions and discounts, making it much easier to find a great deal that suits your needs. Additionally, you will notice that the screen is protected with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. This version of Gorilla Glass is typically reserved for more expensive devices offering superior protection. And naturally, when combined with the aluminum frames, it provides a sense of solid rigidity and excellent resistance. While I haven't drop tested it, these materials boost my confidence. The stereo sound is slightly above average for this price, enhancing the user experience. Samsung software is an advantage, and sound is no exception, offering great options to utilize. Right here on the sound settings to personalize and improve your overall experience. It also comes with good quality microphones that have different modes of use. When you are, for example, in a video call, you can select if you want to apply noise cancellation or if you want to keep the audio without any type of cancellation. That gives you an advantage when you are on a call. Also, before taking a picture, the preview, if it looks well optimized, it's a subtle touch that gives a premium feel. Some pricier devices have better cameras, but if your screen shows a burnt image before taking a picture, you'll think this phone takes better photos. So it is simply a matter of user experience that is much better optimized in this cell phone. It also has other little details in the camera, such as the fact that it does allow us to take panoramic pictures with the ultra-wide camera. Believe it or not, most devices do not allow us to use this camera in panoramic mode. It will also take portrait pictures with a very good quality. It has good foreground and background detection. Additionally, it's important to note that while recording video, you have the ability to switch to the front camera without having to stop the video recording. This feature is quite rare among cell phones, particularly within this price range, making the overall experience quite impressive. Moreover, they provide an option for a professional video mode as well, where we can move several parameters that for the price range is not something so usual. And the super stable recording mode if you are going to have a very positive experience in terms of this aspect when you go running and action shots. In fact, for content creators, it can be an attractive option because if it gives us front K recording with good stabilization, with good backlight behavior, the front camera gives a really very good image quality for its range. And if you find it at a much lower price, well, I think it will be the best you'll find for this. And as I say, the software is always a strong point in all Galaxy, so here we will even find experimental functions of Labs mode to open any application. In floating mode, we have modes and routines to automate your phone, unlike others. We also have Good Lock to customize your Galaxy settings. I have a 1-hour video on Good Lock detailing system changes. Additionally, it offers features such as an object eraser and face enhancement for group photos. However, it lags a bit in artificial intelligence, particularly since other competitors have incorporated similar functions. There are more options, though they need an internet connection, but at least the basic object draft is available. Also among its benefits is the secure Wi-Fi mode that will allow us to have a private VPN from Samsung, which is very useful when you connect to public Wi-Fi networks so that no one can intercept your information there. It is a feature that does not come in other cell phones. Of course, it has a certain data usage limit, but you could also pay for a subscription so that it has no limit. But still, for emergency occasions, if you have to connect to these public Wi-Fi networks, it can give you more security. Include Samsung Kids maintenance mode to block content at specific times. It's cool. It supports eSIM for mobile data or calls via QR codes or signing up for service, no physical SIM needed. This adds versatility, plus full Galaxy ecosystem support is here. Galaxy Watch, Buds, Tab and more, all of these devices will work quite well together. However, let me now share what I didn't like. The macro camera. I think it is already obsolete, although it is 5 megapixels and is not as bad as the macro cameras of other devices. I think that for the price range in which it aims to compete, there are already manufacturers that put telephoto camera, so if it is going to fall quite short in that aspect. In addition, at night, even using the night mode, the cameras will not perform very well and even give a little pink hue in the darkest areas. The truth is that if you have a hard time with night photography. Also, even though it has an in-display fingerprint reader, it's only going to allow 3 registrations. All the other non-Galaxy cell phones are going to offer us 5 registrations. So here, you have less versatility. If you are a user like me, who likes to register multiple fingerprints or even fingerprints of trusted family members, then you have very few options here. Finally, the performance might not be top tier, but it still delivers. It's decent enough if you're not too demanding, but in my opinion, it might not meet the expectations of many users. However, if you've already purchased it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your experience, whether you stopped using it, if it broke or stayed intact, if you use it with a case or without one, your opinion on the cameras, and tell me everything about it. What did you like and dislike the most? I'm certain that others considering buying it will also be interested in reading your opinion. For the moment, we have reached the end of this video. If you liked it, you know you can tell us, and we'll see you next time.